Hey people, Strategist 418 checking in, and I wanted to do a quick video. I'm not gonna have any gameplay really, or any really music or anything. I just want to make sure my voice is heard, and I want to bring something to the attention of the gamers in the community. I don't like the gaming community, man. I don't like the gaming community. The gaming community has a lot of bias that really bugs me. It really bugs me. There's a lot of bias in the gaming community, and I have my desktop up here because I actually am going to show you some examples of what I'm going to be talking about in the video. I have a thing where I feel we need to be looking at things in every direction in the name of righteousness. I don't know religious shit, but in the name of righteousness, we need to seek justice for everything that is a problem, or is not even a problem, but everything that's just actually wrong, right? When it comes to the gaming industry, I always hear people talk shit about the same companies. They talk shit about EA. They talk shit about Activision. They talk shit about Ubisoft. They talk shit about all these companies, right? But yet, when a company like Square Enix does what they do, nobody calls out Square Enix. Nobody calls out Square Enix on their bullshit. Why is that? Why is that? Is it because people are some kind of weeaboo fanboys or something? Or is it, do they have some type of emotional connection to this company? Because this Square Enix is one of the most anti-consumer companies in gaming. I would argue they're more anti-consumer than EA and Ubisoft. To keep it 100% real with you, they are extremely anti-consumer. Okay, super fucking anti-consumer. My first point of that, excuse me, is Final Fantasy VII Remake. With Final Fantasy VII Remake, I've made some of my most highly viewed videos on my channel. I have a very small channel. Some of my most highly viewed videos on my channel is basically talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think, I still haven't bought the game, because for one, if I do buy the game, I'm going to buy it on PC. I have a PlayStation 4, I can play it if I want to. I think it is free on PlayStation Plus, but I do not want to play it on PlayStation 4. I at this point now, playing at 30 FPS, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I'm not spending money and playing video games at 30 FPS. I spend too much fucking money on video games to be sitting up here playing games at the low qualities. I'm sorry. I don't know why people, when it comes to console gaming, see, this is a hobby where we have to spend money. We have to spend money, right? I don't understand console gamers who say that, oh, you can get the game and you don't have to upgrade. I remember people used to do the consoles versus PC, right? And they used to say things like, oh, you don't have to upgrade, as if that's a good thing. We're spending hard-earned cash, or if you don't have your own money, your parents' hard-earned cash for your allowance, or for what you ask from them. You're spending this money to, I'm going to try not to make this video long. I'm hoping to try to get this under 20 minutes, but I'm going to try to make this quick. But you're spending money, right, to get a product, right? And we're spending a lot of money on these games. I feel we should be able to have whatever experience we want on these games, whether it be 4K, 8K, 120 frames per second, 240 frames per second. I like the PC because when it comes to the PC, you can use mods, you can use the normal settings on the game and get the experience you want. You don't have to make compromises. So we're paying too much money for these video games for me to be sitting up here and having certain games tied to a box, and I have to just deal with whatever quality they give me the game in. So I have to deal with 4K 30 FPS. Garbage. 4K 30, get that shit out of here. Give me 4K 60 or give me death. I'm kidding, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Give me 4K 60. What is the point of having beautiful resolution like 4K and giving me 30 FPS? That shit is garbage. Get that out of here, right? I don't want to see that shit. I will take 720p 60 if I can get 60 FPS and higher. Okay, I don't even play on 60 FPS anymore. I play on 75 FPS on my 1440p. 1080p monitors to my right here. I play 144. Okay, so I can't play 30. I'm fine with 1080p. 1080p is beautiful. I'm fine with that, but I cannot play at 30. I don't even care too much about the graphics too much, but I cannot play at 30. I have to play at a higher frame rate, or else it's not enjoyable. I'm sorry. With that out of the way, I do not like the fact that people give Square Enix a pass. They shit on EA. They shit on Ubisoft. They shit on, who other company? Naughty Dog. Okay. With Last of Us 2 just recently. They shit on all these other companies. Even when it comes to Marvel Avengers, I notice people don't talk about Square Enix. They always talk about Crystal Dynamics. Oh, Crystal Dynamics made this. Crystal Dynamics that. But what about the publisher that allowed for the game to be that way? Coming out of the door. No one talks about Square Enix when it comes to Marvel Avengers. I noticed that shit. And it bothers me. But with Final Fantasy VII Remake, my main problem with that game, excuse me, I always feel the need to burp every time I do commentaries. My problem with that game is that they essentially found a way for the betterment of them as a company and the shafting of you as the consumer. Okay? My problem with Final Fantasy VII Remake is the fact that they call the game a remake. They deliberately took away the legacy aspects of Final Fantasy VII. Gave you parts of what Final Fantasy VII had in terms of its design, in terms of its world. Gave you a familiar setting with the familiar characters. But they gave you it and they padded the game out. They padded the game out for what it wasn't even supposed to be. And they gave you things in the game that you did not need to be changed. Who the hell was asking for Biggs, Weggs, and Jesse to be alive? Who the fuck cared about Biggs, Weggs, and Jesse? When I played Final Fantasy VII for the first time back in I think 2013 or 2014, I played it late. I didn't play it when it came out. I didn't give a fuck about Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. I didn't care about those characters. They died early as hell in the game. Who cares? You see, when it came to Resident Evil 2, Marvin still died. Okay? Marvin, he had a little bit more screen time, but what his fate was was, excuse me, my screen. What his fate was is he still died. They didn't change that. Final Fantasy VII. Oh, we're gonna make Jesse live. What? What? Who cares about those characters? They wasted resources and time. They could have gave you more content outside of the Midgar area. They actually wasted time and resources on giving you more shit for Jesse and Biggs and Wedge. You see what my problem is with the game? And then they pad out the game. They gave you things that you really didn't need to have. They took a part of the game that's probably the smallest portion of the game, and made it longer than it needed to be. Called it a remake. Going to put the game in parts, so you don't know what you're going to get with the next part. You don't know if you're going to get the final part of the game or the middle part of the game. You don't know when they're going to end it. You don't know when they're going to end it, right? And they calling that shit a remake. They calling it a remake. They essentially sold you an incomplete game, padded it out, charge you $60 for it, and they fucking you over even more with the PS5 version. Because with the PS5 version, guess what? If you redeem the game on PlayStation Plus right now, you can't upgrade to even if you're a PS Plus subscriber on PS5, you cannot upgrade to the PS5 version. Anti-consumer. Can't upgrade to the PS5 version even though it's on PlayStation Plus. What the fuck? So you have to buy, even if you have it on PS Plus now, you have to buy the game again. You have to buy the game again just to get Intergrade on PlayStation 5. And guess what? With Intergrade, you don't even get the Yuffie DLC on day one. They give you the shit later. So you're just buying the game just to get an upgrade. And you can't use the PlayStation Plus version. So you gotta buy the game again. And I'm not too sure if you have the PS4 version, you automatically get to upgrade to the PS5 version. I think you do. But if you have PlayStation Plus, the PlayStation Plus version, you don't get an automatic upgrade to the PS5 version. Anti-consumerism. So you have to go buy the game again. Basically just for DLC and for the game to run better. Okay? And guess what? Final Fantasy VII Remake is not my only example that I have. I have more. But yes, I don't like the fact that there's this bias. No, everyone talks this shit about EA, talks shit about Ubisoft, talks shit about Activision and all these other companies, but they don't talk shit about little old Square Enix. Why? Is it because they're Japanese? These people have some type of hatred towards Western companies or something? Is that what it is? You guys hate Western companies and you favor the Japanese because of some weird I don't know. What is it? What is it? Is it because they have access to some of the IPs we loved in the past? Is that why? Because the Square Enix we have today is not the Square Enix we had in the 90s and early 2000s. Nowhere near it. Very far from it. I'm gonna tell you this. The best games that come out of Square is games that's not even their games. It's shit from Enix. Dragon Quest XI, which is a game from Enix, if you guys don't know, that's not a Square franchise. That's actually from Enix. You know, because the Square Enix, they came together. That's a... Right, exactly. And same with the Mana games. Those are Enix games. A lot of the best games that come out of Square are Enix games. The most complete... And I'm going to talk about Dragon Quest XI in a minute. I'm not gonna shirk on that. But Square Enix got the little grubby, nasty hands on that too. But the best games that come out of Square be Enix games. Prove me wrong. The Mana games, complete. Dragon Quest, kind of complete. They fucked over Tri-Ace though. They fucked over Tri-Ace with Star Ocean 5. They gave those motherfuckers a tiny ass budget and told them make a game that previously had a slightly higher budget than most JRPGs. And they told them to try to put all the shit they can into that small, tiny ass budget. And that's why Star Ocean 5 came out the way it was. Short, right? Barely any content, and mediocre because they didn't give Tri-Ace enough budget. Because Tri-Ace don't make shitty games. Tri-Ace, if you look back at Tri-Ace's old catalog, they make good games. Quality shit. Square Enix was like, whatever. We're going to give you guys a tiny ass budget and expect you to make a good fucking game from that. With y'all ambitions can't even be realized. That's why Star Ocean 5 was the way it was. You ever notice Star Ocean 5 never went to other systems? That's why. You understand? So, like I said, with Final Fantasy VII Remake, they found a way to give you an incomplete game and make more money from an incomplete game. Basically. That's what they did. And for some strange reason, and this is another thing, they stopped the production of the CyberConnect. Because I guarantee you, maybe CyberConnect was making something that was better than what they was making. And it was like, oh no, CyberConnect, you can't still fucking show us up. Fuck y'all, we gonna boot y'all out. Why did they never explain why they stopped the CyberConnect 2 development? Because from the reveal with the CyberConnect 2 stuff, that didn't look too bad. The CyberConnect 2 shit didn't look bad. Why did they stop the development of the CyberConnect 2 Final Fantasy VII Remake? Maybe because they were looking to develop the whole game? And it was like, nah, y'all spending a little too much money. Let's trash that and let's do it this way and fuck over all the gamers. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just speculating. But that's what I think. But yeah, so even with this integrate thing, they're essentially forcing you, even though it's the same game on PS4, they're forcing you to buy a new console for $500 and a new game for $70. Okay? Which, again, I think you can, I don't know. See, again, I don't know if you have to rebuy the game on PlayStation. I'm not sure about that. So don't quote me on that. But you do have to buy a new console because the Yuffie DLC is not on the PlayStation 4 version. It's not. So you have to go out, buy a whole new console just to play a DLC episode that's probably going to be 2 or 3 hours long. That, to be honest, is not even canonically, doesn't even make sense. Because Yuffie, you didn't meet Yuffie till you got outside of Midgar. You didn't meet Yuffie till you got outside of Midgar. In Final Fantasy VII, Yuffie never talked about being in Midgar. She was just some random character that was out in the outskirts trying to steal from you. Try to fucking get one over on you. And now they're trying to remake the game, and not in a good way, remake the game and give us something that never happened. Basically. Giving you more shit you don't need. And having you pay for a new console just to do that. Anti-consumerism at its finest. Fuck Square Enix. For real. Fuck them. Okay? Alright. So, my next point is Dragon Quest XI. They fuck people over on Dragon Quest XI. And Final Fantasy 8 Remastered. We're going to get to that in a minute. Dragon Quest XI. I love the game. Platinum did on PlayStation 4. I have it on PC as well. Okay? Have it on PC as well. Love it. Didn't play as much on PC yet, but I will get to it. I love this game. They fucked people over on this game. You want to know how? You have to buy the game again if you want to get whatever content they have on that game. That's right. They never made an update. They never say, hey, do you want to play the game in 2D? What about the extra content? Don't we get an update? No, you don't get an update. You gotta buy the game again for $40 in order to get the game. Now, people, in order to get that material, no one said nothing about this. No one cried out about this. This is okay. Now, I'm telling you guys again, this is one of my favorite games of the last generation. I love this game. I platinumed the game. I spent almost spent about 200 hours on the game. Okay? On PlayStation 4. But guess what? If I want to play this same game, I gotta buy the game again on PS4 if I wanted to play whatever this game has in its content. Ridiculous. Why didn't you just say, hey, you can buy an upgrade? It still would have been bad, but at least have it where you can buy a $10 upgrade or $5 upgrade so you can upgrade to the S version. No, you can't do that. They don't even give you a free update or anything. You just have to buy the game again. Fucking ridiculous. Let me tell you guys another thing. Final Fantasy VIII. They did the same. Wait, hold on. Let me type this in right. Get this right. Let me get this right. Oh, not that. Oh, that's the good version of Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VIII. I own this game on PC, the original version. I own the original version right here. I own the original version. If you want to get Final Fantasy VIII Remastered, guess what? You gotta buy the game again. What the fuck? What is, like, how come no one talks about this stuff? How come no one talks about this? This company is fucking anti-consumer. They are. See, and it's hard because if there's a game you have that they have that you like, you know, what choice do you have? The only other choice you have is either to buy the game used or buy it to where they don't get the money or pirate it. But you still, you know, want to support them because of what you love the game, you like the game, you know? But you don't want to see them prosper for putting that money in other ways into other things that negatively impact your view of them. You don't want to see that. So what do? See, because I like the old Final Fantasy games, I supported these. I even supported the shitty 13 games on PC. And then again, I got this from I think I got this from Instant Gaming, the site called Instant Gaming. And I also got this from Instant Gaming as well. I got these two from Instant Gaming. So, yeah. And I got that from Kinguin. But I did buy this from the store, from Steam. So, they got that money. And they got the money from these, because I bought these all, well, no, I didn't. Wait. I think I got this from Instant Gaming, too. Whatever. The point is, no, I actually bought that on here. Yeah. But the point is that you've seen the examples I've made. They're very anti-consumer. Very anti-consumer. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of other anti-consumer things they did. They did a bunch of anti-consumer shit. But my point is, if you guys have any anti-consumer things that they did as well, put them in the comments. But my point is that the company is anti-consumer, and why don't they get as much hate as other companies do? That's my point. So If you guys have any comments, I would like you guys to tell me what you guys think, and we can discuss this. So I'm the strategist, and I'm out. Peace.